Teachers, I love you, but we gotta talk. Now, instead of focusing purely on your new students and your classroom, it's time that you consider yourself. What are you doing to get back to school? Stay tuned as I help you budget for back to school. Hello, this is Joni of Buy It, Build It, Fix It, and this is part 3 of the Back to Education on a Budget series. This time we're focusing on teachers. Today we'll be focusing on both your classroom and also your personal needs. So let's start with assessing your needs. What are some of the things that you need for your classroom? What classroom decor or maybe supplies that you can reuse or recycle? Look through your materials and manipulatives, some of your school supplies, and see what's worth keeping or what you should maybe give away. Or maybe you should trash some things as well. So what classroom decor can you, or even supplies, can you reuse or recycle? Look through the materials and the manipulatives that you have. Did you have brand new items that you didn't even get a chance to use? And maybe you can utilize them this year. Also, do you need more supplies like pens, pencils, markers, Post-it notes, things of that nature? So just check and see what you have currently and then decide what you need, if you need anything. All right, so now it's time for us to get personal and assess those personal things that you need. Let's start with clothes. Do you have worn out clothing, or do you have clothes that are just in your closet that you purchased with the intention of wearing to work but never did, and now you just don't think you were going to? Also, let's take a look at our shoes. Are there some shoes that are just super comfortable that you want to keep? Or did you wear those out in the process last year because they were so comfortable and now you need to find something to replace those shoes? Or do you have some uncomfortable shoes that you need to get rid of? You found that you've had them and you wore them and you just didn't have any success. Your feet were hurting all day. So maybe you need to get rid of those. Finally, let's think about food, right? So do you need to replace your lunch kit or your lunch bag? Depending on where you're from, you may say kit or bag. But do you need to replace that? Also, what kind of containers are you using? Are the containers warped? Do those need to go away, or do you need some new containers? Have you seen some new containers that you really like, and so now you want to purchase those and add those to your lunch kit or your lunch bag for daily use? Additionally, think about the snacks that you want to have. Here's something that people may not know. So if you're still watching, you're not a teacher, teachers have snack drawers. I'm telling you because I know. I'm a teacher. Okay, so now it is time for us to create a budget. So let's talk about your school items. Does your school or school district provide you with a stipend, like a back to school stipend to fund your classroom to purchase those items you need for your class? Or does your school have a robust supply closet? Can you put some of those things that you need for your classroom on the school supply list for your students and their parents to purchase? Do you have access to a poster maker or a printer that can print larger posters? Maybe you can do some DIY decor. If you check out YouTube University, I'm quite sure you'll find something, and maybe something that you're interested in that maybe you looked on Pinterest for, and now you want to make that and recreate it. So YouTube University is perfect for that. Or maybe you can utilize some of the local grants in your area, or maybe choose some of the online donors pages and have some donors to fund your classroom or get the grants to help fund your classroom. Don't forget those free or inexpensive online resources like Pinterest or Teachers Pay Teachers. Those are also great as far as finding things for your classroom. All of the things that I just mentioned will be ways that could help you eliminate additional spending, especially if you are on a tight budget like so many teachers are. All right, so now that we've considered all of those things, let's go ahead and create our budget, and let's think about all of the things that I mentioned previously as far as your classroom and your personal items are concerned. For classroom, you may want to have a subcategory like decor. Another one could be classroom supplies, and then miscellaneous. That could be maybe your hand sanitizers or Kleenex. Additionally, I know how we get when it comes to having our own supplies that we don't share with the children, so you could probably make that another item or another category in your budget. The next part of our budget will be personal, so you want to make sure that you include your clothing, your shoes, food, and then maybe you want to have another miscellaneous section because you may want to charge your phone, so maybe you need to consider another charger, or maybe it gets cold in your classroom And you may need a space heater. I'm just saying, just speaking from experience. I don't know. But you may consider having the miscellaneous section too, and then filling that out as well. Next, you want to do some price comparisons. What's going on at these brick and mortar stores versus the online stores? So again, brick and mortar stores are your Walmart, your Target. Also, you might look at Best Buy, especially if you're looking for a charger for your phone or something for your desk. Maybe you need a mouse pad. Check Old Navy, because Old Navy is also a great place to go get items. I know for me as a dance teacher, I go there and get a lot of my leggings for dance. Check out Old Navy. A lot of times they have some really good deals on things. They always have a 50% off. Department stores, discount department stores like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, even Home Goods. If you're trying to set up your room as a cozy space, you can consider that. But also don't forget things or places like Goodwill or other thrift stores. You can find some amazing items in thrift stores because people are just trying to get rid of things. You just sometimes have to know where to go. Also, when I was talking about Walmart has some amazing things that I saw not too long ago, and I'm telling you, I'm going to go back and try to find those things because I need some more items for my personal use as we head back to class. Also, consider online stores like Amazon and Temu. eBay may have some things that you can use as well. And check out the secondhand stores like Poshmark and Mercari, because sometimes they have things that you may be able to find at a deeply discounted price, and not everything is secondhand. Some of the items that they sell are brand new but just deeply discounted, and you won't be able to find them in the stores for that price. Additionally, as you're in brick and mortar stores, and even when you're online, don't pass up clearance and sales. Sometimes you can find things that are similar. Maybe it's the first generation of something and now they have the second generation and that one is more expensive, but the first generation may be slightly different and you can get that for a discount as well. Another thing to consider while doing a budget, you may find something that is cheaper. However, it does not make sense to go to a store that has one item that is 5 cents cheaper than the same item at another store and it's 5 cents more. Does that make sense? You may be spending more money driving to get to one place versus just buying everything at one spot. So just be mindful of that as well. Finally, I want to stress that sometimes it's better to buy in bulk, but this is why you also still do that price comparison. We keep going back to that. Make sure that wherever you go to purchase your items, if you happen to see things in bulk, make sure that it makes sense to purchase things in bulk versus going to the store and buying a few things. So make sure you see how much something costs per unit and compare those two items. The one at one store you can get it in bulk and the other where you won't be able to get it in bulk, and see which one makes sense. It may make sense to just go ahead and buy the item that's not in bulk and buy multiple of those versus buying something that comes pre-packaged with a whole bunch and the per price unit is a little more or is more. So think about those things. And teachers, I want you to have a great year this year. Think of yourselves, and I'm speaking from the heart and I'm preaching to myself, because I know how easy it is to think of your students and put them before yourselves. I do it as well. So keep that in mind. We're going to get through it. We're going to have an amazing and awesome year. I hope that you found value in this video. If there was anything that I neglected, please make sure to drop it in the comments. It may help me, or it could help someone else who is also an educator as we navigate this back to school time. For those of you who have already started, please be on the lookout for some things, because you still may be able to find some things. Check online, because you may be able to find some things that will be less expensive and available to you. See you soon. Bye.